Oh,
yes, we're live. Whoa, that's good. Whoa. Oh, there's a live.
Maybe we should adjust this a little bit.
Oh, yes.
So we're more in
that's better.
more in the shot.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, we have no people yet.
No. Oh, that's sad. I don't know.
But this video is going to be going up, so we should still say something.
Yeah, it will still stay up. It's not gonna,
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna take it down, even though if nobody's watching right now. So, yes, we're just saying hi, welcome. You're watching Goyvon. And as you can see in the title, you're watching the story of how I met my husband, Miguel. And why are we sharing the story? Because I finally have 1,000 subs. Woo!
You hit the 1K mark.
Somebody joining us. Hey.
We got one.
Yes, we got one.
Hey, it doesn't tell us anything. Oh, I don't like this. Like on Instagram, it tells you who's come in.
Watching. Yeah.
Leave us a comment. Yeah. One watcher, say hello. Yeah. So we know who you are.
Is it my mom?
Is it my mom?
Your dad?
It's too early for them. They're in the States.
Anyways, yeah, so a video about how I met Miguel and how Miguel met me. Because I have 1,000 subscribers finally. Yes. So we're gonna start. We met 8 years ago?
2010.
8 years ago. Soon. It's almost 8 years ago. I think next month.
Yo, another person. Hello, new person.
Oh, more people. Hey. Yeah, I can't say your name. I don't know who you are.
We met in 2010. End of September, beginning of October.
Something like that. Around that time, I think. Yes.
Because we went to Halloween.
No, it wasn't Halloween. It was like a birthday party. So,
no, but I'm saying I remember you were dressed up for Halloween, and we have pictures of us together for Halloween. So we met at the beginning of October.
But isn't Halloween at the
end of October?
Oh, okay.
So what I'm saying is that's my reference point of knowing that I met you before Halloween.
I see. Yes.
So I don't know the exact date, but it was before Halloween. So I think it was at the beginning of October.
And it was...
hello, new person. Because,
more people. Hi.
Yeah, because it was our friend's birthday party.
Yes.
So it
was a friend's birthday party. I didn't know her, actually. My coworker knows her. And so there's a birthday party at this restaurant. I was working, so I joined the birthday party late. Everybody was already there eating dinner. Oh, we got somebody again.
Yes.
Back. So I joined the dinner later, and I sat somewhere down on a table, and then I ate, and we didn't sit anywhere close to each other.
No, so I had to shout across the table to her. Hi!
Yeah. So I didn't really talk then, and it wasn't until the end of the birthday dinner that we spoke to each other. Mm-hmm. And oh my gosh, are you ready for it, guys?
Best line ever.
Best pickup line ever. Something I never heard before. I don't think, at least not from Sunny.
Well, we have to set this up.
Oh.
So
more people have.
She is 6'1".
Yeah, 186.
Yes, and I'm 5'6".
So there's a little bit of a difference in our height.
Yes.
And when I walked out, Miguel was standing outside, and I stood next to him, and then he sat.
I hit her with the line.
Yes. Are you ready?
Oh wow, you're so tall.
And I said, "Oh really? I've never heard that before."
and then she married me. So
yeah.
It worked. So then
that's a very short version.
That's the 8 years compressed into.
Yeah.
The 2 years ago we married. After we met initially, we started hanging out in groups, obviously.
You were gonna text me and
you're talking about the very next day. Oh, yes. I was gonna gloss over that part.
Because he didn't text me. He's like, I'll call you, and I'll text you.
Oh, somebody gave us a thumbs up.
Yes,
nice.
Thanks. I'll call you, and we can go for lunch together. And I was like, sure, I'll make new friends because I'm all by myself here.
Yeah.
And then.
And that line, she couldn't resist. She wanted more.
But he didn't call or text.
So my defense, it was the first time we met, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll give you a call, but I just moved to China, so I didn't have my cell phone yet. So I was like, oh, I'll get a cell phone, and then I'll give you a call and then we can go out for lunch. And it was more like a group thing. I thought it was going to be more like just kind of like a general, I will get back to you. And she thought it was like, we're going for lunch tomorrow. And I didn't call her because I didn't run out and get a cell phone. And
for me, as a Dutch person, I think if you say that, well, and also personally, if you say that, oh, we can have lunch tomorrow, I think you're actually talking and saying something that you mean. I can read what Time Zone Junkies said. I know Time Zone Junkies. That was a quick move from Chat of Light. Yes. In reality, it took what 6 years.
Yeah.
Yes, it was 6 years.
So anyways, so I bought a cell phone. Actually, I met her later that night because our groups were merging in the city we were living. So we went, hey, how are you? Call me. And I was, yeah, whatever. It was like really kind of upset about it because she thought we were going to go for lunch. And I thought it was just kind of an open invitation that, oh, we could definitely meet up in the future because we talked. Because the first night we talked a little bit and we obviously liked each other enough. And she gave me her phone number and I said, oh, I don't have a phone. I'll call you sometime and we'll go for lunch.
Yeah.
But, after a few minutes of explaining what had happened, then we talked the whole night. Because we were in our friend's apartment and we basically just talked the whole night to each other.
We talked the whole night to each other about things and we didn't really talk to anybody else.
Not too much. Yeah.
And it was just, for me, there was nothing really to it. I just enjoyed talking to you.
And then for me, I was like, I need a goddamn cell phone. So I ran out and bought a cell phone the next day because I was like, there's something here.
I need to keep in touch with that girl. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're having fun. Because then, well, after like hanging out with the group a lot, we still hang out with the group. But after a while, we also started to just hang out together, going for dinner mostly and watching movies and looking at stone pandas in the Lonely Planet.
Yeah. So we were.
For me, that were all just no dates. It was nothing more than just hanging out as friends. That's how I considered it.
Yeah, and so for that period of time when we were hanging out with just our group, we did that for maybe a month. Where every time we hung out, it was in a group, and then it became just the two of us hanging out, and we didn't really define what was happening. But I thought this was okay. This is the beginning of kind of dating. It doesn't have to be official in the sense of like saying, hey, let's start dating. Will you be my girlfriend now? But we were then, we stopped going out with the group and we were going out together.
We were still going out with the group.
Well, I mean, but I mean, like, we stopped, like.
I never considered. So and even just like you were giving signals and hinting, maybe I had no clue. But meanwhile, I was starting to develop feelings, and I really liked you. So yes. Then, as time moved on, I was about to leave China because I wasn't going to be long. And I was leaving. I was going to travel and then go back to the Netherlands. So he was like, well, I need to make a move.
Yeah, well, kind of. But, Well, the moves had already been being made for weeks and months.
They were not so obvious.
They were pretty obvious. I mean, I don't know how more direct you have to be. I mean, it got to the point where I tried to kiss her, and she was like, "What is going on?" And I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What do you mean? What is going on? Like, this is happening," and then it wasn't happening,
and then
I was completely confused because it felt like for the last 3 months, basically, it had progressed from hanging out in groups to only hanging out together, like not needing other people. Like it wasn't a group activity anymore. It was like a date. We were having dinner. We were watching movies in a dating situation.
That's what friends do.
Yeah.
I thought. So yeah.
Boyfriends.
What did you say? Oh, time was running out. Hey, what was special move? So then eventually, yeah, I said, no, what are you doing? Like, we're just friends, right? I mean, I'm leaving China soon, so, and I really liked him. I just didn't want to admit it to myself because I knew I was going to, and I didn't that long distance thing. And then the next day after that happened, I called my best friend in the Netherlands and I talked to her.
Well, answer the question.
Oh,
so
answer the question.
The special move was after spending another dinner together, and it was late, so we were back in her apartment, and for I guess in the Netherlands, guys and girls who were just friends sleep in the same bed together, and nothing is happening. Her bed, there was some inexperience. There was some back and forth of oh, it's late, I'm gonna go home, and she's like, oh, you don't have to go home, and I was like, oh yeah, all right, this is happening. And then so I was like, oh, if you don't want me to go home, I'm tired. I'm tired. Wink, wink. I'm tired. I can stay. And then it was like in bed, and then
we just slept. Really, it wasn't until the next morning.
Well, yeah, because there was such an awkwardness because I was like, we're in bed, and now like, what's going on? But you weren't giving me signals that anything was going on, and so then I was frustrated for like the whole night because I was like, what the hell is this? And then the next morning I was like, I'm going for it because this is the most awkward night I've ever. And so I tried to, and that's when she freaked out and kicked me out of her apartment. I was like, this makes sense. Frustrated, and the next day, she didn't know what was going on because she didn't have a clue.
And I called my friend, and my regrets it until today. I don't know. Oh well, but if you're so for it, I don't always sleep with just friends in the same bed. That's nothing I do on a regular basis.
What were you thinking this day? Understand? And we weren't drinking that night either. Like wasted in bed, and it was a sober.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to your bed and in her mind sleep, and my mind something else was gonna happen, and it was awkward.
And then completely in the morning.
I was like, because it's been like 3 months, you were leaving.
Yeah,
that was the thing. And so again, going back to time was running out.
Yeah, I was gonna work because I'm leaving, and well, you're gonna stay here, and I don't want to be committed to something.
Right
there. So
like a week and a half went by.
That long? I can't remember when that event happened, but it was like we went to Thanksgiving.
Well, I didn't want to go to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I dragged him out together with my roommate. We were like, yeah, you gotta come. You have to come.
They forced me.
Yes.
It was miserable. Her roommate got really wasted at the time, and she was all over some other guy. But their relationship was falling apart. It was weird.
Anyways,
it was super weird.
What was it? The day after or 2 days later, I was like still thinking and like, oh man, yeah, well, what should I do? I really like him actually, and I finally admitted it to myself. And also, also you.
We're gonna gloss over that part. You admitted it to me.
Because I don't know what. After work, I was like, oh, I want to come over, and he's like, what do you want to come and do here? Like, we're done. It's all over now. And it's like, no, I'll come over. And then he came over to his place, and then we talked a bit, and then I tried to kiss him, and he was like, what? But you're like, okay, well.
Yeah, then you tried to kiss me, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, seriously, what are you doing? And because,
yeah, I did. It was a bit odd and your normal dating story, but we're not a normal couple, really. We're a bit odd.
Yeah, and so then after that, then we started dating properly.
And then it was official.
Yeah, then we started dating properly,
and then we went on vacation for 3 weeks 2 weeks together during Chinese New Year in January.
Yeah.
And then we moved in pretty much in March.
Yeah, because the place that we were working at the time wanted us kind of to be. We were either going to be in very small apartments that were not like enjoyable, or we could move in together and have a much bigger like 2-bedroom apartment.
I was moving in with my former roommate and staying on the campus, and then my parents were visiting, and so my parents stayed in my apartment, and then I stayed in your little room for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I didn't want to go back to my place, and then we stayed there, and then in the summer I think you really moved in.
Yeah, but and then after that we bounced around China.
Yeah.
A bit. And now we've been in Beijing for 5 years?
And we got married in the summer of 2016, so 2 years ago.
Yep, 2 years ago.
Yeah. And that is pretty much the story of how I met my husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good story, right?
Interesting.
That's for sure. But it's not we've told the story before to people.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
I mean, it's not your typical, Matt thought you were cute, started dating.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in a weird way it is. I mean, that is what happened, but there was just, I guess, a bit of a culture difference. Yeah. Well, there was a bit of a culture difference because when two people start, going out to dinner together by themselves.
We'll just continue, I guess.
I don't know if it keeps recording.
Yeah, it's still saying. Oh. Guys, we're having issues with we're back. Oh, we're good.
Bit of a technical difficulty.
But I was gonna say we can tell the story of how you proposed or how we decided to get married once we hit the 2,000 subs, because that is a fairly interesting / different story other than your usual. So I think we're gonna end the live stream here.
Yeah.
We've told the story. Thank you. Everyone for watching. There were like a total of 4 people coming in and out. Give it a thumbs up, and
this will probably stay up on you.
Stay up.
Depends on. I mean,
if people nobody watches, take it off. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. See you at the 2,000 mark. Yeah, we might live stream before that. Actually, if you do want any more live streams about our life here, maybe not specific because we've done all that. She's a teacher. I'm working as a marketer, and I mean we are living the expat life, so to say.
Answer your questions actually about that kind of stuff.
So if you do, leave a comment once the video goes on to the onto the regular YouTube video. Leave a comment if you end up watching this, and give us some ideas or suggestions of what you want to see in the future, either for videos or for live streams.
All right, that's it.
All right,
Thank you, and bye-bye. I'm gonna end the stream.